Hello and welcome to the Election Corner on One Man Think Tank. Today I will be discussing my 2020 gubernatorial election predictions. Now, many people don't consider the governor's races as important or as glamorous as the presidency or the Senate, but they are important nonetheless. They decide the trifectas for the states, for they are the executives. And there are a few states which could flip to either a Democratic or a Republican trifecta, depending on how things turn out in this races. So, let's start off with the safe seats. Beginning in the safest seat of all, Delaware, where the Republicans have not even managed to run a candidate. Begging the question, does a Delaware Republican Party actually exist anymore? So, John Carney, while he is being primaried by another Democrat, seems like he's going to hang on to the seat. Or he may not be running, now that it occurred to me. I'm not sure if he's declared. Whoops. But either way, it's going to be held by the Democrats. Now we're going to go over to the other Democratic safe seat, which is Washington State. Now, Washington State has Jay Inslee. Now, he originally wasn't planning on running to continue being governor of the state, instead opting to run for the presidency. However, after getting his message about climate change out, he bowed out with grace and instead rejoined the governor's race. He has currently got many individuals who wish to be his Republican opponents, but he is polling incredibly well in the state and did his state proud on the presidential stage, so I don't see how he's going to lose this election. But unfortunately for the Democrats, those are the only two safe seats they've got, and the Republicans have quite a few more, starting in North Dakota, where Doug Burnham is essentially unchallenged by his Republican opponent, a Democratic opponent, and looks like he's going to be maintaining Republican control over the state, almost guaranteeing them a trifecta in 2020. Another safe seat for the Republicans is down in Utah. While there are those who will argue Utah can be a little bit more contested or will be more contested, as the rest of the Southwest has begun to go purple, then blue. Utah has not yet seen that trend, and I believe for right now, while the incumbent is retiring, the Democrats have not really managed to put forward a strong opponent against him, and there are many strong Republicans running for the seat. They're also most likely going to maintain not most likely. They will definitely hang on to the Missouri gubernatorial seat unless something massive changes. Mike Parson, the current governor, is challenged by Nicole Galloway. Now, I'm assuming they both win their primaries, but they most likely will. And in election polling, Parson has over 50%, while Galloway is having trouble scraping 30%. I think, at this point, we should stop pretending like Missouri is anything but a blood-red state. And the last safe seat I'll call is in Indiana. The current governor, Eric Holcomb, is very popular, having won election in 2016. He's going to most likely be able to take the seat again in 2020. While there are a fleet of Democrats running against him, I don't see any of them standing much of a chance. There are rumors that if Buttigieg drops out early enough, he will run for the governor's seat, but I don't see that happening as it currently stands. So, Indiana is safe. Now we'll go state by state on the 5 contested ones to see who maintains full control of the governor's mansions. Up in Montana, currently the incumbent is Steve Bullock. However, he has been forced to retire due to term limits. And it seems like the race will be between Mike Cooney, his current lieutenant governor, and Greg Gianforte, the current Republican representative to the U.S. House. Now, Gianforte has a little controversy surrounding him after he, body slammed a reporter. But also, Mike Cooney has basically nothing going for him except he was the lieutenant governor of Steve Bullock. Or is it Casey Schreiner? Shoot. Well, the lieutenant governor. I'll just refer to them as the lieutenant governor. Either way, the race seems to be between lieutenant governor versus versus their House of Representatives in representative. So, Who is going to win this? Well, as it currently stands right now, this one is leans Republican for one main reason. While the Democrats have been able to win statewide races, it has required a powerful incumbent to do so, with them barely holding on to Montana in 2018 at the Senate level. And that was during a blue wave. So, for right now, Montana leans red. I imagine it will go more red as time passes, unless something major happens in the state. Okay, now down to North Carolina with some good news for the Democrats. The incumbent, Roy Cooper, is likely to hang on to this seat. Now, given the fact that the rest of the state is very red, I'm not willing to put him as safe. He also has a decent opponent in the form of Dan Forrest, who has enough of a movement behind him he could make a solid bid for the governorship. However, if there's anything we've seen in the last 4 years, it is the fact that the Democrats have been winning at the statewide level in North Carolina. Next up, can the Democrats retain Vermont and New Hampshire? No and no. Or win Vermont and New Hampshire. No and no. Though I will say New Hampshire is more likely than Vermont. Both of these states have not necessarily popular, but have a strong belief in the Rockefeller Republican style of Republican. And they believe their governors are that type. Vermont has now I will say in Vermont, the Republican governor has appointed a lot of progressives and Democrats to his cabinet, as they are progressives in this case referencing the Progressive Party, which has made him more popular and more likely to win. Well, in New Hampshire, Sununu is not very popular at all, but he's not seeing a very strong challenge from any of the Democrats. But given his unpopularity, I don't want to put him any higher than leans for right now. And lastly, we have West Virginia. This could turn into a sleeper race. While now I say it's likely Republican, it could very easily become a more contested race, because the current governor, Jim Justice, was elected as a Democrat before flipping parties. Now, and he's also been the focal point of a very big teacher strike. You might have remembered the national news on it. For right now, he seems rather untouchable, but I could see this race becoming more intense, and the Democrats have a clear path to victory. As such, I'm putting it as likely right now. So there you have it. Republicans holding 27 seats, Democrats holding 23. And with that being said, if you liked the video, please leave a like. And if you want to give your own opinions or give critiques on how you think the videos could be improved in the future, please leave a comment down below. Otherwise, if you'd like more content from the channel, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell. And as always, have a wonderful day.